All right, gang. Welcome to another Magic Standard video. That we have a fun one here. This is Temur Adventures. This is like the #2 play deck in Standard right now. There's a ton of fun cards that get you hopefully end up being 2-for-1s. This, like, the one side will be removal or some kind of card advantage, and the other side will be a creature. So it's really sweet to be playing all these 2-for-1 cards. The centerpieces of the deck are Edgewall Innkeeper and Lucky Clover. So the Innkeeper lets you refill your hand back up while you're playing your creatures. And the other cool piece of the deck is Lucky Clover. Every time you cast an adventure, you copy it. So the coolest interaction is with Bonecrusher Giant, where you get to shock twice. But there's other neat ones like Beanstalk Giant. You get to put 2 lands into play. And then on the top end for our card advantage is Escape to the Wilds. This is basically like put 5 cards, it's like draw 5 cards basically. And then another piece of utility we have is Fae of Wishes. So this is a wish where you can get cards from your sideboard. So this you can trade for one of these utility cards, whether it be steal their creatures, removal, or just some more card advantage. This deck looks like it's super fun. It's really straightforward. It doesn't look like it's too hard to learn how to play, so you just play your efficiency spells and play your creatures and attack. So we're going to go through a couple of matches with this and see how we do. All right, so we're here with round 1 of our Temur Adventures deck. I can't wait to get some people with some double triggers. Oh man, in the first hand, there we go, Bonecrusher Giant and Lucky Clover. Yeah, let's keep this. And these stack too, so every time you cast Bonecrusher Giant, we're going to get a bunch of triggers. Oh, it's a red deck too, so they were going to play... Ooh, this might work out really well for us. Or it might end up terrible. They might play 2 red spells here and just wall up on us. Oh, it looks like they did play 2 red spells. Dang. So, but... Ooh, another Bonecrusher Giant. So we can double spell to kill the Steamkin. We also have the option of Bonecrushering to hit the Knight and them for 2. I think I want to destroy the Steamkin. I'll trigger again. Destroy that. And then we'll get some more red mana into play. And pass. And then next turn, we can actually go land and triple Bonecrusher Giant. And then the following turn, escape into the wilds. Ooh, Torbrand. Yeah, so we're going to clear his board out. Perfect. So we need to play this, make sure we have red, and we're gonna 3-for-1 them. So there's the first trigger, second trigger, and third trigger. Man, that's the dream right there. That's why we play the deck, so we could do wild stuff like that. Oh, you're gonna play a 2-mana 1/1? All right, cool. Oh man. So we are at 8 though, so where the clock is ticking. I think we just need to get some creatures into play. Escape to the Wilds is gonna be fine when we have some extra mana up. So hopefully their last card in hand is land. That would be awesome for us, because if they just spend their turn activating this castle... Oh no, they got an Escape the Wilds from us. That's really good for them. That's a draw 5. Oh no. And it's a red spell. Whoa, okay, I was about to say, did they just flip over a bunch of lands? No. We couldn't be that lucky. They're going to use up their shock on the Bonecrusher. That's good. They do have an Embercleave, though, which is very scary. Oh, man. So this is actually card neutral because we're going to get 3 lands into play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We cannot play it, though, unfortunately. So what are we searching for here? Oh, man. Probably a Brazen Borrower. Yeah, I think we want a Brazen Borrower. And then we'll be able to cast it from the cards in our hand. Yeah, so... We'll flip over 5. Try and hit the Bonecrusher Giant will be fine, too, but we've already cast 2. Okay, there we go. Brazen Borrower. Perfect. So we can go blue and untap land. So now there's Brazen Borrower. We can cast this on their turn. Or no, we can cast it now so they don't get the excess mana. But if they have a hasty creature... No, we don't want them to have the excess mana. I mean, I guess we'll target it again, I suppose. So we're at 6. Oh, so this is weird. We needed the first one to resolve. Okay, that's something I gotta remember. That's definitely a super interesting interaction, but... Okay, they're gonna lose this Embercleave, though. What are we trying to hit off this Escape the Wilds? Another Bonecrusher Giant. None of this. Oh, man. Wow, we just hit nothing off those. Yeah, I think that just might be the game. Well, we're at 6. We can block and take 5 if they draw... Oh, they have their 2 castles. Man. We needed those Escape the Wilds to hit something. They did not hit what we needed to. So an Unsummon seems great. Redcap Melee is good for removal. So we also have to take into consideration that we can wish for some of these cards. So I think that there's definitely some of the stuff we want in the deck, but we'll take a melee. We'll leave the Unsummon out. I mean, the Aether Gust are still very playable. We'll cut a Beanstalk Giant for that. We're going to cut and Escape the Wilds as well, so we can fit in something else here. Probably an additional Shadowspear, maybe. Not an additional, but a Shadowspear. What's his wish for? Wishes on 2. So we'll leave that on the board, and then we'll just bring in the Shadowspear. No, we don't. We want something that impacts the board. So what impacts the board when it comes down? You know what? We're just going to put the Beanstalk Giant back in. So it's a little bit hard to sideboard with this deck. We may not even want to sideboard like ever. Just the only thing we would want to sideboard in is that the counter magic. This hand looks fine. So we can go. We'll play the Innkeeper on 1. Fervent Champion. A little bit scary, but that's okay. We have the Clover on 2. Brazen Borrower is definitely a great pickup, especially with this Clover. We will not be attacking, or we will not be defending with the Edgewall Innkeeper, so we'll just attack with it. Light up the stage. Great draw by them. Ooh, they could go land into another light up the stage. So our turn is going to be creating a 1/1. And then we have the option of unsummoning both their things, and then they'll lose the light up the stage. And I think I like that. We want to keep the Innkeeper because that's what's going to keep drawing us cards. I'll let them go to combat. Looks like they're thinking targeting. So we're going to Brazen Borrower back both of these cards. Unfortunately, we have two different targets, so we don't have to worry about it resolving. Aha, so they lose their light up the stage. That's great. So, with our lineup right now, we can Beanstalk Giant for 2 lands, shock in the Steam Vents, and play the Lovestruck Beast. Seems great. We do have to get 1 forest here. And then we'll get an additional blue. I'll shock in this and play the beast. Looks like we do not want to attack. They have a full grip over here, so that's a little scary. We're 12 from shocking. Some incidental damage. They're just playing their stuff out. Like 1 Embercleave would be pretty brutal. Oh, a Torbrand's pretty brutal too. What are we? Okay, so let's go ahead and cycle this. So, I mean, he's got a pretty big board over there. We can resolve the Borrower to draw a card. I think that's probably what we'll do, but we can leave up this cycling land. Yeah, this Torbrand is gonna bring the heat. Oh man, and they have a castle. Ugh. Brutal. So let's just try and soak up what we can. So this Innkeeper is kind of an interesting... I think we have to soak up this damage. But we're going to flash in this Brazen Borrower. Oh man, Embercleave. That might just be the game. I'll play this so I can auto-pass. But I think we might just be dead. What is that? That's 10. That's 9 damage right there. Oh no, the extra damage from that. It is what it is. They just were definitely a little bit too aggressive for us. Who'd have thought the red deck was too fast? All right. Let's go back in. You can see... I can see this deck's like extremely linear, where you just like you play the Innkeeper, you play the Lucky Clover, and then whatever you draw from there, you slam. So I don't know if this is a deck I could play for like 15 rounds at a GP. I'll keep. It has lands and spells. It doesn't have a Clover or an Innkeeper, but so there might have been merit there to playing unshocking that in. So what, we're playing a control deck. Let's go ahead and make the 1/1 now. I don't think it's time to wish yet, since we don't know exactly what they're doing. So that looks like they're like a versus mid-range deck. We'll get rid of one of the Faes. We don't need 2. So since we have our land drops, we're just going to play the 5/5 to add some pressure to the board. Next turn we can Beanstalk Giant and Fae of Wishes. Looks like we got some Planeswalkers. Got Narset coming down. Fortunately for us, we can destroy that with our Beast. We got the Soul Ring sleeves. Look at that. Look at that. Make sure we got the right color mana here. So we'll Beanstalk Giant. We'll get another red. And then we can actually Bonecrusher Giant the Narset, hit them for 5. Yeah, let's do that. Because now the 1/1 will destroy the Narset and the 5/5 will hit the opponents. And then we can wish. What do we want to wish for? Maybe like an expansion explosion. Ooh, that's a good draw by them. Definitely good. Definitely bad. So we're going to have this enter tapped. We'll play the Bonecrusher Giant. We'll attack, and then next turn we can play Beanstalker Giant. Or, yeah, Beanstalk Giant. It's just Giants dot deck. We got the Bonecrusher Giant, Beanstalk Giant. So, I mean, they could play Extinction Event. That'd be pretty brutal because it's just 3s and 7s. Ooh, Nicol Bolas. It's a throwback. So kill the 5/5. My 1/1 will kill that. Ooh, Escape Wild. Escape to the Wilds. That's it. Slam this. Draw 5. Perfect. So we want to get. There we go. Yeah, we just play the land and we Bonecrusher Giant them for 2. So here, I think that we do want the counter spells, and then we can wish for everything else. So what do we need to get rid of here? This hits the Nicol Bolas, Croxus. It hits enough stuff that I probably want to leave it in. So what do we want to shave on? Probably one of these Beanstalk Giants. We want all the Fae of Wishes. Lucky Clover sounds good. Lovestruck is some pressure. This is hard because every single card does things that we need it to do. I guess we'll just shave on the creatures that are giving pressure to the board. Yeah, it's a weird deck because it's a critical mass where you're just trying to do one singular thing. Alright. I'm more of a play Nicol Bolas kind of dude. It seems solid. It has Innkeeper on 1. It does not have the red for Bonecrusher Giant, but we'll get there. Keeper, and we can leave up Negate for a couple turns. If they try and like slam a Narset on 3. They got a Shock. They got a Heartless Act. That works for me. Got the Negate up. We're just biding our time. So we may want to wait till turn 4 for this Beanstalk Giant. That way we can leave up Negate for their 5-drop, Nicol Bolas or whatever they play. Duress. So if they take the Negate or they take the Escape the Wilds, yeah. They may take the Wilds and leave us with Negate, so. Yeah, they took the Wilds, so. Let's go ahead and ramp a little bit. Or no, we want to wait a turn. So that way we can leave up Negate and Beanstalk Giant. So if we want, we can cycle this land. Because this Beanstalk Giant's going to get us red. Man, that is unfortunate. Is there a reason to negate here? No, there's not. So it looks like we are going to cycle this to try and get some gas. Well, they took the Giant, leaving us with the gate, so maybe they're going to play like a Croxa. So it looks like we're not going to cycle this Triome then. Just have to discard the land, take our 3 damage. Resolve. This is not the kind of game that this deck wants to play, but ooh, Aether Gust is a good draw too. So this will hit some creatures if they try and play a Kroxa. Fortunately, they do not know about this yet, so. Oh man, a Thought Erasure. So I think that we have to negate this one. We gotta protect this Aether Gust. It looks like end of turn we're probably gonna Bonecrusher Giant them, hit them for 2. Aether Gust their Kroxa reanimation here. Let's go ahead and Aether Gust that. They shocked in, so they might have a negate, which would be a feel bad, but Kroxa's what, like a 6/6? A 6/6. And then we'll shock them for 2. This way we can go ahead and play the 4/3. Ooh, Beanstalk Giant. This will allow us to play both. Get a red. We'll play the Bonecrusher. So next turn, if we draw a land, we can play Beanstalk, and if we draw a spell, then we can go to town. And we have no cards left in hand, so this Kroxa is not going to do anything. Well, it's going to shoot us for 3, but I'm not too worried about that. It's their last card in hand. It's not a counterspell. They shock something in, so maybe it's probably removal. It's probably some kind of removal. Play the Giant for 7/7. Watch the Heartless Act coming down, probably. Yeah. What am I, a Psychic? I should be a Magician. That's fine. We'll take our 3. I mean, if they just keep drawing Kroxas, I'm fine with that. Ooh, land. So we'll play that. Put them down to 6. I mean, we got a lot of live draws here. I mean, they probably have some big bombs too, but if we... Ooh, Aether Gust's a great draw because it stops a lot of their bombs, and it also stops Kroxa as well if they are able to get enough cards in the bin. Oh, got him! Snuck it out there with our little old Bonecrusher Giant. The little giant that could. Very good. Very, very good. All right, so let's play. Let's get another game. Come on, Bulk. Temur Adventure. Yeah, I feel like I want to play more decks with Bonecrusher Giant. It's so nice to have a shock and then something else. Like that's all, man. That's so much fun. It's such a good card. And like the upside of playing this deck is like sometimes those shocks happens 2 or 3 times in a row. It gets to be copied. We're playing Barbara. This is a... Yeah, this hand doesn't do much. We'll mulligan. This hand doesn't do much either, but I don't want to go down again, so we'll keep. We'll ship one of these lands. Probably the Steam Vents. So Triome on 1. Oh, look at this. This is a new board. This is the new Almond-Ket Remastered board. This is kind of neat. I'm mesmerized by it. This is cool. And we're playing against some Garruk sleeves. I haven't seen these yet. That's pretty neat. Double Castle Locthwain start. And we got the Luris. Here, play a 1-drop. Bring it. Archfiend's Vessel. That's fine. And we'll go ahead and Bonecrusher Giant it. So this is a X2. Okay. Lucky Clover. Why do you do this to me? At least this Beanstalk Giant's going to get us a bunch of lands. Ooh, Priest of Forgotten Gods, that's solid. Edgewall Innkeeper, that's another good draw. So now we have an option is to get double... I think we want to draw some cards before the Innkeeper dies, so let's go ahead and just draw a card. Ooh, Lovestruck Beast is a great draw. And then depending on what they do, if they go creature sack, I think I might just sack the Bonecrusher Giant, because this is gonna give us a lot more advantage against their deck that's trying to dwindle our resources. And we have both combo pieces in play, Innkeeper and the Clover. So there's 1/1 drop. We got another one coming. Anything? Ooh, they do have it, so they can make us sack the Bonecrusher Giant. Yeah, looks like we're gonna play a little bit of a longer game. So let's get rid of that Giant. And unfortunately, they get 2 mana to play the other 1-drops. You could play another Priest of Forgotten Gods. That would be fine too. This Aether Gust is a miss for sure, which sucks. But okay, another Priest. Ooh, what else we got coming down? Nothing. Okay. Ooh, Brazen Borrower will be pretty good. Might even make sense just to play it right now. Maybe not. It's an interesting one. I think we're gonna Beanstalk Giant for get the 2 lands. Because I mean, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of the 5/5 flyer. If they have that spell that reanimates. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and make some 1/1s with this. That way we have sack fodder to this Priest. And then the Beanstalk Giant can get Island Forest. And then that'll leave up Brazen Borrower. I mean, it also leaves up Aether Gust, but... And then we're in an okay spot here. I mean, we need them to not have that reanimation spell. But I guess the Brazen Borrower kind of cleans that up a little bit. Scorpion's fine. I mean, if they're going to trade with our 1/1s, that's fine too. Like, their resources, these 2 cards are worth much more than this. I guess maybe not this Vessel. It's actually better in the bin, so... Yeah, I'll take that trade. I'm okay with that. What else do they have? This is just if I lost life, right? Yeah. I think that the reanimation spell is like 3 mana, I believe. 3 mana, get back 2 1/1s. Or 2 power, 2 total toughness of creatures. That'd be really good right now, but we have the Borrower to deal with it. There it is. Sorry, 3 total, 3 or less. So this is fine because we can get... So we actually can Brazen Borrower these in response. I think we actually just want them to be exiled, so... Because the Brazen Borrower will kill the token. They'll forever be dead. So I think in the long run, this is just a better play. It is a little bit unfortunate that they can sack both of them to this Priest. Maybe they'll attack with a Priest? No. And then we'll lose the other 1/1. There's so much targeting going on, I gotta make sure they hit the right thing. The biggest downside here is that the Brazen Borrower will not go on an adventure because it'll lose its target and fizzle. So that's kind of like the biggest drawback here. But Gutter Bones back to the hand. Ooh, Lucky Clover. Unfortunately, it's not really what we want right now. Let's get this beast into play. We'll draw a card. Ooh, Beanstalk Giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get this into play. Or, sorry, I should say that lands into play. Like this. It's probably another red. And we can play the Clover. 5/5 cannot attack, unfortunately. But the 1/1 can. Get in there. Get it in, little guy. Protect your inn. Save the town. Oh, dude, look at that little picture in the background. That's cool. Protect the town, Innkeeper. Better Bones. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be losing something here. I think I just want to draw cards, so probably going to lose this Lovestruck Beast, unfortunately. The cards we draw from the Innkeeper are worth more. So we're going to be able to play a Beanstalk Giant. I mean, it's an 8/8 Beanstalk Giant, though. Ain't nothing to mess with. Another Arching Vessel. Like a Fae of Wishes would be very nice, so we could get like a board wipe. Oh no, we're losing the Innkeeper. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Fiend Arsen's a great draw, but Aether Gust does hit it, so. So we need to stop after they draw, because this is a sorcery only ability. Pass to draw, and then we want to Aether Gust the Fiend Arsen. So that way they can't draw it and then just play it again. Have them draw an unknown and then put the Fiend Arsen back on top if they want it next turn. And then at this point, like a Fae of Wishes would be very good because we'll get 3 wishes. Bonecrusher Giant, we get 3 triggers. Escape to the Wilds would be a great draw. So we have a ton of hits here. We're at 8, so it's like clock is ticking. I think they're thinking whether they want to sack to get rid of Beanstalk Giant. I think that'd be pretty good for us. Okay, cool. I think that's good for us. It's kind of neat to see that the Aether Gust got some use, though. Resolve, just pass. I mean, they could resolve Luris and then play the Vessel. That would be pretty good for them. We got a lot of hits too, so. That's fine. I mean, we did take damage this turn, so they could just pop it back in their hand. Dreadhorde Butcher, that's a good play. Alright, we need some hits. That is not a hit. It's not really a big reason to play that, so I'll just bluff a spell. I'll bluff a Brazen Borrower. Big old 9/9. And it could just try and sack us out of the game, so what, 2, 4, that puts us at 1. Pretty close to dead. It looks like they're just going to put me at 1. But they pick up their Gutter Bones, and then next turn probably kill us. There we go. Come on. Man, yeah. So we are for sure dead next turn if we don't hit here, unless if they play land, then we just lose. But oh, they had the 2 mana from the priest. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's okay. So we don't want the Aether Gusts. We want the Fae of Wishes. Get back in the deck. So we have two 2 slots to fill. I think that we want this Wilt. No, we'll leave that in the board. What do we want? What's going to impact the board when we play it? I guess we can take this Unsummon to blow them out. It's better if they don't know about that, because if we wish, they'll know what it is. And then our second one, we could play the Negate. Negate or Domri's Ambush or the Storm's Wrath. I think I'm gonna take the Negate. The Negate, it's not the best against them, but when it catches one of their spells, like it's a good spell. Like their Reanimation one or the one that lets them draw 2 cards. It's especially neat with the one they draw 2 cards because they have to sack the creature to play it. So it's a 2-for-1. Although a lot of their creatures are fodder, so it doesn't matter. They don't truly care about whether their creature stays in plays or not. All right, here we go. Back to the trenches. Ugh, this hand looks so bad. But, I mean, we can wish for... You know what? We can wish for Tormod's Crypt. We can wish for Grafdigger's Cage. I think it's... Okay, I'm talking myself into it now. We can play 1 as a 1/4. Oh, no, okay, that's fine. That's a fine 1-drop. Ooh, Beanstalk Giant. That's a solid card. Don't play a 2-drop. Don't play a 2-drop. Just pass the turn. Come on. Oh, man. That's a solid 2-drop opponent. Escape the Wilds is a good draw. Now let's go ahead and get a blue source. Okay, so we can wish into Tormod's Crypt, or we can wish into... We can wish into a lot of things here. Mire Triton solid. Those were some good mills. So it looks like we're definitely gonna wish here. And then I think Grafdigger's Cage is the one we want, because we can play it this turn. Yeah, let's get the Cage. And that'll slow him down a little bit. And then with the other wish, I think we're gonna get the Wrath. The Storm Tur's Wrath, or whatever it's called. This also shuts off Fiend Artisan too. This is really good against their deck, as it turns out. Looks like they're gonna play another creature and sack us out. This is an instant speed, right? Yeah. Weaponize the monsters. That's kind of cool art with the red planeswalker guy. Luca. Ooh, Cruxa. Grafdigger's Cage stops that too. Oh, but that's kind of a sweet play. We'll get rid of one of the wish targets, the wishers. Again, sack and response. Ooh, and a 5/5. Oh man, that's definitely getting a little rough for us. That's a wish. Ooh, this is interesting. We can gain control of their creatures. At this point, I think this might be what we need. Expansion Explosion is not going to cut it, I guess. And then we can play a Fae of Wishes to block. I mean, if we could steal 2 of their... Well, they can sack it, so that's not actually the best. But this is like the closest thing we have to removal. hard removal. Domri's Ambush requires a creature on our side. We need like a Tameo. A Tameo would be very good against this deck. Oh, another Crota. That's really good. So we're going to discard land here, take our 3 damage. And then we might... Oh no, they have their 2 mana up for Weaponize the Monsters. I mean, if they play 1... Oh, they have their 2 mana from this too. How many creatures we got in our graveyard? 2, so it'd be a 2/2. So it could be able to die to Weaponize the Monsters. Tick-tock. Clock's a ticking. Ooh, they use the timeout. 7, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, this is not looking good. This looks like a really rough matchup. Where you're just like too slow and then your creatures just aren't efficient enough. Yeah, so we can go ahead. We can resolve this as a 1/4. We can bounce their Fiend Artisan. But, I mean, it's an uphill battle from here. Fortunately, they only have 2 cards in their hand. Luris is turned off. It's just a 3/2 lifelinker. So we're gonna bounce this Fiend Artisan anyway, so we may as well not give them the option to sacrifice it with the Priest of Forgotten Gods. Yeah, actually, they could have. We were 3. They could have just killed us. 2 and 2, sack and sack. I'm not really sure what they're afraid of there. They're 22. I think no matter what, we're pretty boned. That's fine. We go to 1. If they have another 1-drop, we're dead because the priest will sack and kill us. That'll do it too. That will do it too. It'll take our creature and attack us with it. Dead to our own creature. So the deck feels really powerful when it's firing on all cylinders, but it's definitely lacking, it feels like. It's lacking something. Like its linear strategy is not powerful enough. Like the first game we played against them, like I had the Clover, I had the Innkeeper, I was drawing cards, I was extra triggers, and they just outvalued us. Like if you want to play a value deck, it looks like you want to play the red-black sacrifice deck. But I mean, I guess the draws were a little bit poor. Yeah, we'll keep this. Make a 1/1 on 1. Make a 1/1 on 2 and a 5/5 on 3. That's the Healy Japanese art. Dread Horde Arcanist. Make 1/1. This is when it attacks, right? Yeah. So if they play like an opt, they get a free opt. Ooh, Sprite Dragon. Red-blue tempo. Oh no. Sick plays. They get to reanimate the Unsummon. That was pretty cool. And then they get triggers these Sprite Dragons. They get it out of Bonecrusher Giant range. Ugh. That was just some really good plays by our opponent. The deck is just like geared towards doing that. Into another Sprite Dragon. Oh, dude. Into an opt. Concede. Oh, I guess they're in there. They've used up all their resources, so. Oh, into another opt. Yeah, I don't. This game is not going in our favor. And they could attack with the Arcanist just to get the trigger. So, what do we need here? We need... yeah, there's no way we're coming back from this. We can make a 1/4 flyer, but that doesn't even do anything. And I think this is red or green. Yeah, we'll just submit. Yeah, and I don't think there's really a lot you can change to this deck. I mean, is there add black for Murderous Riders? Like, what other good adventure cards are there? Fan looks good. It has, you know, what we want. Or at least what I think we want. We don't have Lucky Clover or Edgewall Innkeeper. So we get to Beanstalk Giant on 3. Lopa's not up to cast Granted, so we can wish for something. A Riddle Form, that's fine. Oh man, we're just drawing the wrong half of our deck. So we want an additional red. So next turn we can wish for something. We can wish for Wilt. Wilt wouldn't be too bad. Get rid of the Riddle Form. Ooh, Royal Scions. That's going to be good for them. Man, I think I want to play a deck with this card too. I like this card. And then what? Improbable Alliance. Like Improbable Alliance and Royal Scions like go really well together. So that's 6. Let's go ahead and wish. What are our options here? Nothing good, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I guess we can try and take it. And this what pops at 8. We can unsummon it at some point with Brazen Borrower. Ooh, Sprite Dragon. They're gonna buff it. They're gonna shock my dude. Get on out of here. So I mean, if we
let me synthesize the facts.
I mean, if we hit land, we can mass manipulation it. Ooh, we did not. So let's go ahead and play a Fae of Wishes. And then we can Brazen Borrower something. And if we can steal the Scions when it's on 8, hopefully that'll bring us back into this game. That's fine, because we're going to unsummon your cards anyways. This blocks Riddle Form, and then we're going to Brazen Borrower with Sprite Dragon. Oh no. That's fine. I mean, we're at 10, so 4, 7. Another Riddle Form, that's fine. So let's Brazen Borrower back there, Sprite Dragon. It's only gonna hit us for 3 this turn, and we really need to hit a land for this mass manipulation. It needs to be a blue source too, because it's 4 blue. Alright, come on, Island, one time. One time. Dude. Here we go. Fire. So X is 1. There we go. I guess actually this was pretty bad because they just kill us. Oh man, I went for the sweet play and lost. Yeah, we're just dead. Well, maybe not. They need a spell. Is this non-creature? Yeah, that's just dead. Man. Try to do something sweet and we just couldn't do it. Unfortunate, but that's okay. Alright, so let's take a look at the deck. I wasn't extremely happy with it. It's like a little bit too linear, and if you're not drawing the right cards, it just doesn't feel good. Even when it does feel good and you're copying adventure spells, like it's just not enough. Like these adventure spells are not powerful enough. The only one that like is bonkers is this Bonecrusher Giant. You can shock him a bunch, and I don't know. The deck's missing something. I don't know what, but I don't know. I can't get behind it. I don't know if I would recommend it. It's just, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. But might be neat to play. But all right, so that's it for me today. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and subscribe so you can see when new videos are posted. Or check out our website, www.icgstore.com, or our Facebook if you want to see if we ever have events again, or if you want to see new product releasing, board games, card games, all the new sweet stuff. Check us out. Thank you.